No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Something is about to break.
Hey everybody, welcome to About to Break. I'm your host Taylor Hughes, and this is the show where we talk to artists and entertainers about trying to break into the industry before it breaks them. Super excited this week. I've got a return guest, one of my first guests ever. Guests. I said guess. This is guess. It sounds the same, but it sounds different in my head. But when I say it, anyway, one of my first people that were ever on the show, Johnny Beehner, a great friend of mine. We met doing improv at UCB in LA. He's now moved to the Midwest, bought a house without looking at it. Just bought a house without looking at it, moved to the Midwest with his family because in the Midwest, you can do things like that. We talk all about that. We talk about his time here in LA. We talk about Letterman, all the great things. It's a wonderful episode. You're going to enjoy it. And nothing much else to say. I'm very excited about some things that I hate to be that guy where I'm like, hey, exciting stuff is coming, but big announcements coming soon that I will let you know about. Probably next week I'll be announcing some exciting things. But until then, I will be at the Magic Castle coming up here October 14th through the 20th. If you're around, if you're a member of the castle, if you got someone who will teach you the secret handshake to get in, come see the shows. I'm doing 3 shows a night, 10:15, 11:15, and I think, is it 12:30? I'm doing the late parlor. Just come and I'll be there and we'll hang out. All right, everybody. Johnny Beehner, very funny comedian, on the show this week, and here is a sample of his newest album that has just been released called Battle Wounds. Check it out and enjoy the show.
You know, it's funny. People always say to me and my wife, they always say, oh, after 2-3 years of marriage, that's when a lot of married couples start having kids, at the 2 or 3 year mark. Great. You know, good for them. My wife and I, we've talked about it, and we agree. We're not ready for kids. Not even close. Incidentally, we have 2 kids. We're not ready for them, but we have them. My daughter looks exactly like my wife. Like, exactly. In fact, my wife likes to joke around and say that I'm not the father, and we laugh. Oh, that is comedy. I can't think of anything fun. I can't think of anything funnier than just the idea of my wife making love to another man, like to conception, and then me raising it. Whew, that is a hoot. I'll tell you this, when my wife was pregnant with my daughter, she was so scared. She was terrified of the birth, the delivery. And she handled it like a champ, which I knew she would. I wasn't worried at all because it's true what they say about women, right? Women have an extremely high tolerance for pain. I think it's incredible. I think it's amazing. I do think it's kind of weird considering they have such a low tolerance for mild inconvenience. My wife can push a 9-pound baby through the inside of her body, but God forbid Hulu Plus has commercials.
I got the monitor here. She's going nuts, but she needs to sleep.
I know. That's okay. We can just have that be part of the podcast. Your child screaming in the background. We can translate it. Why doesn't my dad love me enough to not podcast?
What are my dad's priorities?
Right, exactly. Dude, thanks for doing this. I just now, as you logged on, I just saw what I look like for the first time today. I have not gotten ready.
I like your hair.
It's really going somewhere, man. It's really going somewhere. And
look at me. I haven't gotten a haircut in forever. Look at this. Beautiful.
Dude. And you've got, I see the moving boxes in the background still.
Oh, of course. Yeah, here's all our framed stuff. Here's my favorite. This is going to go in the basement, but for right now.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah. It's going to go in the basement because you don't... Wait, why is it going in the basement?
The basement's going to be the entertainment hub. We're going to get a TV down there, a couch down there. I'm going to show you the other posters.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Here's the other ones we have so far.
Okay, we got Dumb and Dumber. We got Raiders of the Lost Ark. And which Batman is that?
That is The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's awesome.
Spider-Man coming. National Lampoon's Vacation coming.
Yes, man. These are going to go up all in your entertainment venue. Your space.
It's going to be on the walls in the basement.
Dude, so get this. My daughter, my 14-year-old, just in the last year has become obsessed with Marvel. And so she called me the other day, and I'm with my buddy who's like a major Marvel nerd. And she says, "Hey, Dad, can I spend $10? I want to buy a Doctor Strange poster on Amazon." Yeah. And my buddy says, "Don't let her buy one. I've got one for her." So he gives her one that's signed by Stan Lee.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that was our big nerd out movie poster thing the other day.
That had to cost a pretty penny, or at least it's probably worth a pretty penny now.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know though. I feel like Stan Lee would probably be one of those guys where he signed everything. You know what I mean? I mean, Johnny Beehner, how many things have you signed? Your signature is probably rarer, right? I mean, because you really hold out on the fans.
Yeah, I signed things people don't even ask me to sign.
Oh, that's great, man. So this is the first time I've seen your new place. Last time I saw you, you were in LA. I didn't even know that you had moved.
I know. It all came together very quickly. Obviously, since we bought this without having seen it. But Aaron got a job, and we were like, all right, well, we don't want to live in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 children forever.
Right.
And we knew we could never buy in LA, so we were like, all right, let's.
Well, yeah, and it seems like the rent price was just kept going up and up.
Oh, yeah, we were paying more in rent than we are to own this house. It's ridiculous. It's like maddening.
So last time you were on the show, I mean, you were like one of my first guests, man. It's been like 2.5 years or something. You were like episode 4 or something like that.
Did we record on these very mics?
Those are the very mics. You now own the mics, the original About to Break podcast mics. I wanted to do a big catch-up episode, mostly because I was shocked that you had moved and I didn't know. And then, and then also you just put out a new comedy album, so I want to talk about all the things.
First of all, we tried to. We didn't really make a big deal of it. My friend Carmen Morales, I told her, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, we didn't make a big deal." And she's like, "Well, there's a difference between not making a big deal and telling no one." But I didn't want to like put a big blast out there and have everyone be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, he's out of show business. Okay, everyone take Beehner off your list. Don't ever think of him again." Yeah, but it's good. I mean, plus I was coming out to the Midwest to work anyways.
Yeah, you were doing a lot of shows out there because that's home for you.
Now I can drive to them.
Yeah, right. Because in the Midwest, you literally can drive pretty much anywhere.
Thursday morning, I'm driving to Bismarck, North Dakota, which I probably, if I had MapQuested it or whatever before I accepted the booking, I don't know if I would have taken it. It's 10.5 hours, but it's looped onto some close gigs, so
okay,
totally worth it. Plus, I'm driving with the feature, so
oh, good. And it's not like a turnaround thing; like you're gonna stay out there.
Yeah.
What's the longest you've driven and then turn around and come back?
The Boston Comedy Festival. I don't remember what year it was, but I drove out there. I got eliminated. And I was like, no, I'm not going to hang out. I just got to go. So I just drove home. And that was bad. Something happened because that was like long. And that was like not smart to do because my legs, like I was in bed crying, calling my wife at work. And I was like, I don't know. Something's wrong with my body. I don't know what's going on. My legs hurt and I can't do anything to make it stop. It was like weird. She was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be in a car for 32 hours.
Well, dude, and the long drive back is like if the gig goes great, then you're like, yeah, sweet. You're listening to music. And then if the gig sucks or you get eliminated from a competition, that long drive back is the worst.
Yeah.
It's like being on the football team where the coach turns the lights off on the bus on the way home because you all sucked and lost the game.
You know what's funny is I got troll. I was on do you do Reddit? Do you ever do anything on Reddit?
No.
I don't know what it's called where you put a picture of yourself and then one of your dumb jokes like in text.
Okay, yeah.
So I did that and it like got really, got a lot of hits and a lot of people like went to my site and all that stuff. Like it went really good. So I was like, oh, cool. This is great. This is a new avenue. So I made another one. And this other one Did not go as well. People were like, oh, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And I got in. I let one guy get in. He was like, oh, I've seen this guy live. He sucks. And I was like, I was like, yeah, whatever. And we start going back. He totally trolled me. We started going back and forth. And then he's like, yeah, I've seen you. Me and my friends, we still talk about how much you suck. And I was like, no, you have. When did you see me? And he was like, and then he pointed out the Boston guy. He's like, in 2012, we were at the Boston Comedy Festival. You did some joke where you're on the ground rolling around and it sucked. And I was like, oh crap.
You're like, right. You really did see it?
So I tried to delete the whole thread, and all it does is delete yours. Like, you can't delete other people's things.
Oh, dude, that's the worst. That's the worst. I had a guy yesterday troll me because I posted like a parody song that I did. And his comment was, this is actually a song by the Beatles. I don't know if you're aware of that. I'm like, dude, it's a parody.
Wow.
I'm like, I appreciate your love for the Beatles, man. Your complete hatred.
Ever heard of a parody, sir?
Oh my goodness, man. That's a weird vibe with what we do, man. Is like you spend all this time working on stuff and then other people get to decide if you're any good or not.
Yeah, it was terrible. You know what the way I did? Speaking of long drives, I only did this once. I think I did it on purpose, but I was in like South Carolina and I had a gig and I purposely booked the next night in like northern Minnesota.
Okay.
Or something like that. So I had to literally get in my car right after the show and race to the other show, driving the whole time. I think I had like an hour and a half cushion when I got there.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah.
That was really dumb.
You would think that we would learn from this, but I'm literally going to do this tomorrow. Like I'm in Lake Tahoe right now, which is 8 hours from LA. So tomorrow I'm going to drive 8 hours home. I'm doing a show tonight in Lake Tahoe. Then tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock. We're going to drive 8 hours home. And then I'm going to change and like repack. And then I'm going to drive to LAX, which is like an hour and a half from me. And then I'm going to take a red eye to New York, to Albany, New York. And then I'm going to get up and drive 3 hours from Albany to like the farthest you can go before you get to Canada to perform for 45 minutes. And then I'm going to reverse the entire thing and come back home.
Are you staying there a night at least?
I'm going to stay there one night, yeah.
For the love of the game, baby.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast where we talk ourselves out of this job. But dude, you're in a house now that you guys own. How wild is that?
It's very nice. It's very nice.
You have a yard? I saw you sent me some pictures of your lawn after you mowed it.
That's because, at our old house before we moved to LA, I used to shovel the word pubes into our driveway. And so now, and then we moved to LA and everyone was like, well, how are you going to do that? A couple times I went to the beach and like did pubes really good. Like I walked a path to spell pubes, but it's just not the same. I've had my next door neighbors did it like really small in theirs when I was out of town. They're like, oh, here, since you're out of town, you can't do it. And then they would like do it, which was kind of weird.
It's like some weird homage to Johnny Beehner. Sorry, I'm watching Johnny walk through his house Cloverfield style with the computer.
I just heard Batman barking.
There he is. Dude, I miss him.
Yeah.
He got a couple shout outs on the new album.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right, go to sleep, Batman. He does nothing all day. All right, good. You're fine. I talk about him on the new album.
Yeah, buddy.
Oof. There we go.
I love that we're like
smooth. This is like most most interruptions during a podcast.
It's
ever.
Two dads, bro. If you could see, look, I am currently sitting on a bed in my in-laws' house with my microphone between my legs.
Nice.
And hiding in the back bedroom so that you can't hear the entire family.
Baby number 3, 9 months old.
Woo!
Yeah, we did it.
You did it? Are you done? Is that it?
Oh, yeah. Plumbing has been fixed.
Really? Did you do the thing?
I did the thing.
Great.
Took one for the team.
Did it go okay for you? I had a pretty awful experience.
You did? Oh, man.
It was pretty awful.
Yeah, mine was not great. There weren't any there weren't any complications. However, everyone said, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal."
It's a big deal.
It was a big deal. It hurt a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I say on stage is I have a thing about like someone needs to invent a numbing shot for the numbing shot because holy cow.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
I'm like screaming. I'm like, oh, it hurts. He's like, oh, don't worry. This is just for the pain. I'm like, that is pain.
Yeah. Yeah. My guy was like, first of all, I had a choice between the new young doctor or the guy who'd done like 5,000 of these.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to go shake his hand. If when I shake his hand, it's not jittering, then I'm going to go with the old guy. But dude, he used some weird like Civil War like battlefield technique or something because he was you've got two types of nerves down there. You've got pain nerves and then you've got pressure nerves. So I'm gonna have to apply pressure, and if I don't apply pressure, you're gonna feel a lot of pain. I'm like, all right, do whatever you got to do, and then after that, it was just the most pain I've ever felt in my life.
Apparently, it's a good thing that I have a droopy low ball bag.
Is that what he said to you?
He's like, oh, this will be nice. You can have this because sometimes if it's like a short, if they're really close to you, then I got to make 2 incisions and go on the side. But yours, I got to both of them through the same hole. It's really easy.
This is while he's doing the consultation, so he's just down there.
This is like right before he started.
Oh, okay. So like usually they send you in the room and they're like, here, put this gown on or whatever. Yeah. And then they go away and they come back. My guy, I walk in the room, he walks in behind me and he's got his clipboard and he's like, yeah, take all your clothes off and hang them on the door over there. And he didn't leave. And I'm just like over there, like, some awkward, indecent proposal situation going on.
Yeah, you should have just put Tom Jones on your phone. And just put it on the side.
He didn't even give me a towel or anything. It was awkward. And there was a two-way mirror. Like I was at street level and I could see out this window. And he's like, "Don't worry, that's a one-way glass. They can't see you." But there's literally like a family having a picnic out the window, bro.
God.
I was just dying. I would have
had to have been like, "Oh, okay. You know what? Can I just double check? I'll be right back."
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Yeah, before I commit a felony, I would. So we both got that going for us.
And they say all these statistics. Well, sometimes they just kind of goes back. Like there's a chance that it can just
like how does
itself?
Yeah, like a starfish or something. Like it's just
I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and how do you? I think you find out the wrong way.
You find out because your wife's like, "I'm pregnant again."
Yeah, my friend. This was years ago, man. He's older, and he was probably. I'm trying to think. At the time, he had a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old, and he finally was like, "All right, I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. I'm getting it done." And so he makes the appointment, and he goes, and he's sitting there the next day, and he's just sore, and he's got his bag of peas on him, and his wife walks in with a pregnancy test. And she was pregnant.
Oh my God. Well, hopefully now they're sitting there thinking, oh, can you imagine? We can't imagine our world without baby number 3.
Right.
You kind of have to say that. Right. Otherwise, you're a terrible person.
Oh, dude. I was thinking, because last time we talked on here, you hadn't done any cruises yet, but you've done a couple cruises.
Yeah, I've done like 5 now.
How's that been? You like
They're
it?
all right. The pay is wonderful.
Right.
Some of them, like the ones where I'm the only comedian, it's tough. You get a little stir crazy, and I never get as much writing done as I want beforehand. Like I always think, I'm going to come back with a new half-hour material.
Right.
And then watch movies and sleep all day.
Yeah.
And then there's some where I'm on with like 2 other comedians, and those are a blast. It's hard being away from the family for 2 weeks straight.
Right.
But
because for folks who don't know how it works on cruises, like you're on the cruise for the duration generally, but you're only doing like 1 or maybe 2 sets, and the rest of the time you're just on a boat.
Yeah.
So
you're on a boat with all the people that saw your performance.
Which again, if it goes great, it's this one extreme because everybody wants to talk to you, and if it goes terrible, It's this other extreme because nobody wants to talk.
Yeah, everyone's avoiding eye contact.
People are like, so do you get the cruise for free? You know, is that the deal? Like, you come on here and do a show and they let you go on the cruise? That's nice of them.
Can you bring your wife? Oh, I don't know. Leave me alone.
You get the same questions over and over every day.
Yeah.
You start to feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day.
Ugh.
Just
You know what? And I don't know if I told you this, but like I had the jokes about being tall because I'm reaching, you know, those have to be like 100% squeaky clean. You can't offend anyone.
Right.
And so I'm like going through my old notebook. So I'm doing the tall material and I'm talking about like how people are always like, you know, oh, you're tall. If they see tall people, they always tell them they're tall. And first cruise, anyone that saw me recognized me. They'd be like, hey, you're tall. Like,
they're using your own material against you.
That's my joke, actually, you know. And then the next cruise, I was like, all right, you know, folks, after the show, you're all going to be tempted to say, oh, you're tall and think it's funny, but everyone has done it. It's not, you know, so don't do it. And that doesn't change they do it again. It's even worse.
That's
like when in the show you tell them, you know, don't do it. Everyone's done it. You're going to think it's funny to say you're tall after the show. I've heard it. And then they still do it. So I just have to not do that material anymore because it just
you're just giving them fuel. The best is when someone comes up to you afterward. There's always that one guy who's like, hey, I got one for you.
Oh,
and then he tells you some hacky joke that you've heard a million times and he goes, you know, you can use that if you want.
Yeah.
Wow. You've given me permission to use this joke that Buddy Hackett said 400 years ago.
Or they say, hey, I got one for you. And then they look around to make sure they're not in mixed racial company.
Oh, dude.
Ugh.
They say the worst thing you've ever heard.
And it puts you in a weird spot. You either have to say, I don't approve of that, or you have to join them and be like, oh, yeah, that racism's okay. All right. Move along, sir.
Dude, does that happen in other jobs? I don't feel like dentists have that happen. I don't feel like people walk up to them and are like, oh, the other day I had something stuck back there. Let me tell you my technique. This is what I did. Like,
you can use that with your customers.
You can use that with your customers. So what's been the biggest difference since you've moved, like family-wise? What's been the best?
It's just like, I don't know. I feel like I live in
Mayberry or something.
Leave it to Beaver. Is that Mayberry?
Yeah. I think Mayberry was Andy Griffith, but yeah, same vibe.
Yeah. Daniel Leaches. Do you know Daniel Leaches? He's a comic out of L.A. I think he was in Long Beach, but he was driving through the country and he stopped in Madison, came over for dinner, and he was like, "Oh man, is my car okay? It seems like a sketchy neighborhood." It's like just total Mayberry, and like I love it because I walk my kid's school is like, you know, a 6-minute walk through a park that way.
Right.
I walk them to school, come back, walk them back. Our neighbors, like my wife's best friend, they live like behind us. It's just, there's so many families with kids our kids' age. We live in a cul-de-sac, so my daughter learned to ride her bike without training wheels like in a day. Dude. When we first moved here. It's great. I love it.
Dude, that's awesome. How has it changed stuff career-wise? Has it been weirder, or you're having to travel more, I'm assuming?
That's the thing. Like these last few years when we were living in LA, I was traveling a lot anyway.
Right.
So that hasn't really changed. I'm just not going up at the store or Comedy and Magic anymore because I'm not living there, but I'm hoping, I'm planning on visiting LA a lot, but
yeah,
as far as I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
Yeah. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Well, coming from the Midwest to LA for the time you were there, what do you feel like was the biggest takeaway of that experience? We moved out there with the attitude of, all right, we'll go out there for 2 years. Yeah.
See how it goes and probably, just come back. We'll see. Go out there, make some connections. And that's, what happened. It was just going good. And we liked it so much. We stayed for 4.
Yeah.
And so I think we got out of it what we went there for. I didn't go out there with any ambition of like, well, I'm going out there and we're going to LA or bust, we're not.
Here I am, Hollywood.
Yeah. but it's, I made, tons of new friends, met a lot of comics that are all, from all over the country that live in LA. And so now when I do go to visit LA, which I visited LA a lot, my brother's out there and now my sister's out there. So I have a lot more connections to get up when I do visit there now, which is nice.
Well, it really the relationship stuff really is, I feel like the best part about like being in this thing, it's the people you meet and connect with and the, camaraderie.
And that's one thing I miss about LA. Like when people always ask, what do you miss the most, is just like the only time I'll get to see, hang out with a bunch of headliners is at comedy festivals.
Right.
Whereas in LA, I could go to the Comedy Store Monday night.
Yeah.
And hang out with a ton, or,
Yep.
Go to just shows and see a bunch of comics that are at the same level.
Right.
Whereas in the Midwest, that's not going to happen because you don't work with people at the same level as you.
Yeah, it's the idea that everyone. I mean, it's like the Magic Castle for magicians. Like, usually everybody's all over doing their thing, and then you come to this place, and it's like, oh, I'm going to probably see 5 or 6 great people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just hanging out at the bar. Like,
I do miss the Comedy and Magic Club.
Oh my goodness, man! I was there a couple nights ago. It's so good. Richard and the whole gang. Like, it's the best, man. It is the best place to go do a set.
Yeah.
And they feed you good.
Treat you like royalty.
It's like, what is happening? And they give you a jump drive with a video of your act. Like,
like less than a minute after you step off stage.
It's crazy.
Here's your set in HD. Oh,
yeah. Oh, great. Wow. This is the best footage I've ever gotten. Fantastic. You got it. Next time you're in LA and you're going to hit up the club, you got to let me know. I'll call Richard. And
I'm going to try February. I'm going there. I got like I don't know if it's a private thing or what, but something in Santa Maria.
Okay.
And so doing that, I think on the Friday it is. And then I'm going to try to do Comedy and Magic Saturday because my wife's just going to hang out in LA, catch up with her friends, and they might all come to the show. So I'll see if I can get up.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
How's it been doing private events versus like corporate stuff versus cruises? Like, is there anything you've learned having a switch from because there's a big difference doing a private event or a corporate versus doing like a comedy club where you can kind of have a little bit of free reign.
Yeah, comedy club is just all like, I can go on stage at comedy club if I don't prepare and just be like, oh, well, this will be fun.
Yeah.
But a corporate one, it's like, okay, I need at least an hour or a half hour in my hotel room to go through, put my set list together to make sure I'm not starting any, you don't want to start a bit and then in your head you're like, oh, wait. This ends with,
yeah. Oh, I forgot that this ends.
I forgot this is the hemorrhoid eating. And then you have to transition out of it. So anyway, new bit.
Yeah. Last night I'm doing this theater up here, but the theater is open to the public. They sell tickets every night, but then every now and then they'll have like a corporate buyout. And then it just changes the whole dynamic. Like last night, it was like you're doing this theater show where half the people like bought a ticket because they wanted to see a fun like comedy magic show, and the other half of the people are there because the work like busts them in, and it changes the entire vibe, And you're like, all right. This is those shows where you're like on stage trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? What is happening? What did that guy say to that person right before they walked in this room that's got everybody freaked out,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to throw this pillow to close the door because my dog opened it. Let's see. It did not work.
Do you want to get up and close it?
I got another pillow.
Pillow.
Oh, now the pillars are blocking the doorways. It's okay. Yeah, I'm going to close it because otherwise it's going to... Hold on one second. This podcast...
All right, while you're closing that, I'm going to text our neighbor and ask if they can bring home my daughter.
Okay, do that. Oh, hello. Thank you. My mother-in-law just came wearing gloves. I don't know why she had gloves.
Oh, she did it for you.
She did it.
You want to ask her if she would text my friend?
Text you. So your daughter is at your friend's house, your neighbor's house, because you live in Mayberry.
No, she's at school, and I got to pick her up. Well, not for an hour, but I think my other daughter is going to be asleep, and
And then your boy's been sick, man.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah, we did a Costco run, which reminded me of your video.
Oh, dude.
Ugh, that was great. It's so true. It's worse when you have the kids because they're just like, oh, can I please have candy? Oh, can I get a Black Panther costume?
Right. Oh, dude, always the costumes at Costco. And right now is the most dangerous time to go to Costco because they have Halloween stuff and Christmas stuff at the same time.
Yeah, I know. My son, he goes, Dad, can I? We won't even do anything for the Halloween costumes because they're always changing their mind. He's like, Dad, they have Black Panther costume. Can you get it for me? I was like, no, but I'm not because there's too much time till Halloween,
and you're gonna change your mind.
Mind. And he goes, no, Dad, I know. I want to be Thor. And I was like, wait, you just said Black Panther. And he's like, oh, yeah, Black Panther. I'm like, no.
Dude.
You literally, in the last 1 minute, changed your mind twice. We're not buying a costume.
I'm telling you, man, that has been the story of my kid's life, man. They never can make a decision ever.
So you had to buy both. You bought both of those like banjo playing skeletons for the video?
No, bro, here's why the video started. Because I literally was standing there just staring at those banjo playing skeletons. And my wife is like, you want those, don't you? I was like, dude, they're kind of great. Like, to me, like we have a house. We're grateful to have a house. But one of the things about having a house is you can put some banjo playing skeletons on the front porch. So that's the whole video started because I legitimately told my kids before we walked in, guys, we're just here to kill time, to walk around, to eat some free samples. We're not going to buy a bunch of stuff we don't need. And then literally I put those things in the cart and my daughter's like, we're making a video of this, Dad. So that it was
oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, that was all inspired by true events and my...
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. So their names are Derek and Eric. That's what my daughter's named.
Derek and what?
Derek and Eric are the
Derek
banjo playing. Yeah, Derek's the one with the red plaid, in case you're wondering. But
thank you.
Yeah,
that was going to keep me up all night.
Yeah. They made sure to make sure I knew that. But yeah, man, I'm the worst at that, and I have a hard time with the kids. Like, is it easy for you to tell the kids no about stuff? Like I'm a sucker, man.
Oh yeah, but are you a sucker because you are a sucker, or is it because you're sick of listening? You just don't want to deal with the constant, unending argument. Like to my son Duncan, I'll give him what he wants because he just doesn't know that no means no. Like please, no. You say you can ask for something, and then you can say please. If the answer's still no, that's the answer. No, but he'll be like, no, please. It's like, I don't want to do this all day. Fine. You can have this.
Dude, talk to me about this dry bar thing that you did. Because I remember when you were recording that and you were like, oh, we'll see how this goes. Not really sure about it. But like...
yeah, it was great. I don't know, like now, because I had a buddy that just did it. They really changed the format. Because when I did it, it was like you were doing 45 minutes. And it was great. Now they're having people do 20 minutes. And I guess the scuttlebutt is because they just found, like they're having, comics do it. Every weekend, like 2 or I guess now it's 3 each weekend. And I don't know if they just found that you can get a lot more. The pool of comics is a lot bigger when they only have to do 20 minutes instead of 40 minutes of clean material. So now they're doing that. But yeah, I mean, it went really great. And one of those clips
went crazy.
Special. It was like, over 10 million views the first week they had it up.
That's nuts.
That got me a lot of work. It got a lot of people saw it. Like it was great. I mean, I got more people saw that than when I did Letterman,
That's insane, man.
But I heard that Facebook changed their algorithm.
It seems like they do
the election meddling thing. So like, it's not as easy for videos on Facebook to explode
insane.
Like
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe that's just a rumor. I don't know.
It seems like they change those algorithms every time people start doing really well.
Exactly.
YouTube and all of that. Like everything's just always. I've been trying to like do more stuff like posting and things, but it's like, dude, I just don't understand. I don't understand the vehicle of like how stuff gets out to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And then that dry bar, like they have a huge base of people. So
right.
when they would post videos, a lot of them would just explode.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good, man. And now you've just recorded a new album, which I
my new
listened to,
album.
dude. It's so
called
funny, man.
Album.
I was driving like 1:00 in the morning down a hill in Tahoe, just cracking myself up listening to you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I recorded that in February. So now I'm like kind of back to the drawing board. I've got material that hasn't been recorded, but boy, it's hard not to, when you're on stage and you just want to kill. You just want to go back to that material that you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how these comics do it. Like Gaffigan's got, and Bill Burr
Just
every
like putting
year
out
and a
specials
half,
every year. Yeah.
hour and 15-minute special. Jeez. Yeah, you want to be like, oh, well, they don't have kids. Well, Jim Gaffigan has 5 kids. Somehow
Right.
he'd be able to do it and do movies. Like, what is my excuse?
Yeah. Harping on this for years with magicians. I haven't even announced it yet. I don't know if I might edit this out or I might leave it in, but I'm in January 7th, I'm going to record my first special. I'm like self-producing it.
Oh, yeah, you told Ed Dynasty.
Ted Dynasty, yeah. So January
That's
7th is
awesome.
going to happen. But magicians don't do that, man. Magicians don't burn material like comics do. Like a magician like will work on an act and they'll just do that act forever. And I'm like, no, you don't give people anything to see, to enjoy, to follow, you know? Someone sees
But wow, it's a lot harder to come up with a magic trick than a joke.
I don't know, man. I mean, like you spend more time practicing moves and stuff, but I don't know. With a joke, I mean, you come up with a joke and it might take you 9 months till you really settle into like, oh, this is the rhythm. And what do you got coming up?
Bismarck and Rochester, Minnesota. And then I'm actually going to be in Vegas, the Downtown Grand, Vegas 9 through 11.
Dude, that'll be fun. Have you done Vegas before?
I've been there a bunch. I've performed at the Laugh Factory in Vegas. You do much stuff in Vegas?
A couple times a year, I'll do corporate stuff out there. Yeah, but Vegas is one of those places where I always get so excited to go to Vegas because it sounds so exciting. You know, it's like I'm going to Vegas, and then I'll after the show I'll like go walk out on the strip, and 20 minutes in I'm like, all right, I'm not this guy.
I'm a dad. What am I doing?
Yeah, I've had enough Vegas. Yeah, this album that you put out, man, you got so much stuff in there about your relationship with your wife.
No, that's hence the title Battle Wounds.
Has she always been like, you know, that's totally fine to share whatever on stage, or do you kind of run stuff by her and go like, all right,
she's a fan. She gets a kick out of it. She gets a kick out of it the first time. She's not coming to all my shows.
Right. Yeah.
I have to have a significant amount of new stuff before she's interested and excited to come back.
Yeah. I found that with Katie too. Like even if I just tell her what I'm going to do, she's like, oh, okay, cool. Like she's been around so long, like she understands and gets it and knows like she didn't even need to see it to know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
And you keep having kids, which means you're going to keep having material.
That's what like I purposely, like when we first, like we had, 2 kids, I had some jokes and I basically did most of my kids stuff on my Letterman set.
Right.
And everyone was like, oh, you must have tons of material. And I purposely wouldn't write about it just because I was like, I just thought, I don't want to use them for material. Like I looked at like Brian Regan and all them, and like he has kids. He almost never talks about it. And then I was like, and then they started doing hilarious stuff, and I was like, oh, of course, that's my life. My life, I'm not writing, I'm just not that observational comedian like Seinfeld or where every little thing is like, I do write about my relationship with my wife. Seinfeld, Brian Regan, they're not that type. They don't talk about that type of stuff. So I kind of took me a while to realize that that's just who I am. I got to talk about that stuff.
Yeah. The thing too is I was just listening to Phil Rosenthal, who created Everybody Loves Raymond. And he was talking in an interview about how, for the longest time, he's like, oh, I don't want to just put personal stuff because I feel like it won't be relatable. But then when he was writing the show, every time he would put something in the show that like his mom said or his crazy brother did, people would come up to him and be like, "Oh my goodness, my brother is exactly like that," or "My mom says the same thing." So
That's hilarious because that's exactly what happened to me. Like people come up to me after stage all the time, like couples, and they're like, "Oh my God, you and your wife, that's us. You were talking about us."
Right.
It's like, wow, I really hit a nerve.
Yeah, man. But it's that thing of like the more, it reminds you that everybody's kind of dealing with the same stuff. So like the more personal it is, the more universal it is.
Yeah.
Which is great, dude. I could tell, like listening to your album, I was like, oh my gosh, like people, you can hear it in the audience when sometimes people are just laughing because something was said in a funny way. And then other times they're laughing because they're like, oh my goodness, like I get that. Like I was there. I had that happen to me, And your album's full of that. It's great. It's so good.
Oh,
dude.
thanks, man.
I'm telling you, just keep putting the stuff out there.
I gotta write. Yeah, I gotta write more. My last album was 2011. This one's 2019.
How is
It's quite a span.
Do you have like a writing process, or do you like try to make yourself sit down and write stuff, or do you just when it comes to you write it down?
Here's my writing notebook.
This is a Mead notebook. Oh wow, dude!
Little peek inside.
Yeah, look at that.
Did you ever do The Artist's Way, the book?
I've never done it. This is where you write pages every day.
Yeah, the morning pages. So you write for I think a half an hour nonstop. You just keep it moving.
Just streaming consciousness. Just
I think it's a half hour. Either that or it's fill 3 full pages. And so I'll try to do that, but I'm not disciplined enough to. I mean, I should have filled up millions of notebooks by now. And sometimes I write on my computer. Sometimes I just walk around, and if I come up with a bit, I'll put it in my phone.
Yeah,
but there's different ways. My favorite way is like when I come up with something on stage, but I think that's just my favorite because it requires the least amount of work and discipline. Right. It's like
so. Do you
automatic?
Do you always record like audio record yourself when you're on stage to capture?
Yeah, I'll just hit record on my phone. Yeah.
Like the worst is when you don't record and then you're like, crap, what was that thing, man? There was something that was so good. Yeah,
that's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
I got to get back to actual video recording. I used to videotape my shit until my camera broke and I was just too lazy to get a new one or fix it. But I used to videotape every show just because then when you need a demo tape, sometimes you need a tape, you got to put a camera and then you suck because you're filming yourself.
Dude, I'm telling you, I have started, like those videos that I've been posting, I've just been recording every show.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to do it.
Every single show.
Dump them if you don't want to use it.
I just bit the bullet and got the new iPhone with the 3 cameras.
Oh, nice. Oh, I got to.
There it
is.
When
my wife gets home, I might go to Verizon because we're switching. Do you love it?
I do love it, man. The camera's ridiculous on it, which is my daughter's phone broke the week they announced this, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna wait because you're gonna get Dad's phone, and Dad's gonna get the one with the new camera." Yeah. Because the thing is it's got the super wide lens, which
I saw that. I was playing with it at the store,
which is cool. You can capture some really fun like audience shots with that, but then the freaking it's got the 2 times. It's not a zoom. It doesn't zoom in. It switches from this camera to that one. So you have like crazy high res zoomed in.
Oh, nice.
And then there's an app called Filmic Pro that I use to film, and they're doing an update in October, which will allow you to record the selfie camera and the other camera simultaneously. So you could put this at the foot of the stage on a mic stand and record yourself and the audience reaction at the same time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh man.
So I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd with this kind of stuff. Well, but that's the thing too. Awesome. It's like if you're carrying this around all the time, and it's got a camera that's 4K that you can, you know what I mean? Every show I have a little clip. I have a little clip for this that screws into a mic stand, and just when I get to the venue, I borrow an extra mic stand and screw this on and set it up, and I got videos. So I think I'm telling you, I think that's the way to do it. When I was in Branson doing this run, I was trying to film, and it seemed like every show I didn't film would be one where something hilarious happened or somebody did something crazy, and I missed it. So now I just nope, I'm going to film every show just so I at least have something of it,
Yeah.
I feel like we've been uplifting here toward the end of the podcast. I feel like this is really going to encourage some people.
Good. I looked at my text because I was like, she hasn't responded as far as picking up my daughter. And then I just saw all she wrote was nope. And I was like, what?
Oh, what? You
You're not
asked
gonna get my daughter? And
you
then I
asked if
read
she-
what I wrote. And I said, would you mind getting Edie? And she said, nope.
Oh.
And I thought I said, hey, can you get Edie? And she was like, nope.
You're all angry. So what are you most looking forward to now? I mean, you got it. You're new change of pace. You're in a house.
Yeah, well, that lady, as you heard, painting our house. So as soon as that's like the last thing after she's done. Well, we're gonna paint the kids' rooms in like the 3 bedrooms ourselves, but she's painting all the weird, intricate rooms and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So after
Murals.
everything's painted, we're gonna start really settling in as far as hanging stuff on the wall. But what I'm most excited for is the basement because I'm going to get a TV. We're going to put a couch down there, and that's just my wife's not going to see me anymore. It's going to be great.
Do you have a name for it?
For the basement?
Yeah. You know, people like it.
Maybe I'll have it match our Wi-Fi, which is the Bat Cave.
Oh, that's great. And what is the Wi-Fi password in case people are driving through
In
Madison?
case people are driving by.
Yeah.
It's one of those, lowercase e, capital L 17.
Oh, you went with the one they gave you, like the...
I can't. Yeah, it's on the box.
It's on
I
the
can't
box.
figure out how to change it. They're like, "Oh, you can log into your account and change it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not logging
You're
in."
like, I have an account?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, dude, what's the best way for people to go get the new album? What helps Johnny the best?
That's it. You know what? I should know. I mean, whatever. I guess if they buy it, if they buy music, buy it on iTunes.
Right.
I haven't made physical copies.
Yeah.
I probably will at some point, but people just don't buy them. So
All digital stuff. Right?
iTunes, and then if you know what, here's what I recommend: if you have Apple Music or Pandora or whatever, is to create a Johnny Beehner channel.
Oh, that's good
because that will help me get spins, and that helps. So create a Johnny Beehner comedy channel on
Pandora. Or, like on Spotify. Is that helpful?
I don't know. I don't use either.
I don't know how the money works.
Yeah, I don't know how the money works, and I don't even know how Spotify works. I use Pandora, and then I buy stuff on Apple iTunes.
Cool. Well, friends, if you're listening, regardless of where you listen, go do yourself a favor. Listen to Battle Wounds, the new album by Johnny Beehner. It's so funny. Yeah. It's so good. Great. And he ends every joke with, "You can use that."
Yeah. That's my signature sign off. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, dude, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on again. This was fun. Good catching up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Next time I'm
sorry about the painters and child interruption and all that junk.
Oh, dude, I'm so used to it. I barely noticed it. Except your painter was she seemed very proficient in what she was going to do. She knew exactly what the plan was. And she gave you the step-by-step of each.
She really did. I got to go look at our bedroom. It was like dark blue, and now it's like white. It's funny because I'm colorblind, so my wife's like showing me all the colors she picked out, and I'm like, wow, this is expensive, and I'm not going to notice the difference, but as long as you're happy. I told her, like, there was a wall where I was like, ooh, this wall looks nice. And she was like, oh, I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm like, oh, whoops. All right.
I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, talk to you soon. See you, Taylor.
Go listen to Johnny Beehner, everybody.
Yay.
Yay.